Okay, Flash Cup round 2. Round 2 of the semifinal, so we only have 2 rounds because there was a time attack seeding and we have 8 players on each server. Round 1 was also already played, and then we have round 2 here with the other 8 players, and the top 4 will move into the grand final. So we have Martin, Aurel, Rin, Carl, Sven or 7, Dunster, Raizo, Narkor, and those is the top 8 that will battle it out here for 4 slots in the grand final. Now you ask yourself, yo, why do we play a map like this now? Because it's time attack, because the player who wins this one here will actually can ban a map, and like you can see we have 7 already with 21.47 in first place, so he's the first player who has finished this track and currently in first place, but the players have 5 minutes, so Dance is also on a good time here. As you can see, he's 0.8 of a second ahead of his PB. Let's see what he can do. Only the end is remaining for the Danish player. Does a good time with a 20.81, so already a good time by him, finding himself 0.6 ahead of still 7, or Sven. I will just call him Sven now. But he is improving. So let's see what Raizo is doing. The only player who has not finished yet, but he's on a good time here. As you can see, he is on the second place at the moment, but only so slightly, 0.1 of a second, but didn't get the best turn there, but still manages to get that second place there with a 21.07. So good time, but still Dunster is also improving again. So what is this guy doing? He's just putting a lot of effort into this track, or maybe a lot of knowledge, but you can see Raizo was first in this CP and also in this one, so Dunster has just risked it there too much. Let's see what Raizo is doing here. Finishes very early, so he caught up 0.1 to his PB, but still didn't make it. Let's go to Aurel here, also on a good time, but a little bit too much of a right side approach, so he won't make it. Martin at the start, Carl at the start, and Narkor in the mix here. He's on the time, but I think this won't be enough. Didn't get the best line here, but will still catch up while they are doing time attack. I just explained it beforehand, but I can do it again. It's no problem. So the winner of this time attack seeding can ban a map out of those 5 maps, so that we don't see this map there. But right now it is looking good for Dunster here, that he is clocking in the first place, and also didn't get the most inside approach there, so he won't get the best finish, so he's not improving his time. Let's see what Aurel is doing. Aurel is on a good time, but still 0.15 of a second behind Raizo, who had a very good start. So maybe he has figured something out, but he is not improving. So let's follow Raizo here. I think he's the top 1 competitor to grant himself the first place. Doesn't go for the full bumper there. That's a pretty nice technique, and you can see he is right now in first place with that. Oh, still a good time, but look at this. He's 0.15 behind his PB, so not the best section here for him, but he had a very good start. Look at that. So it is still looking good for Dunster here, but I think Raizo can make something happen in the last couple of moments here on this track. But he has to push it. But the good thing was that he has gathered a lot of speed here, and in this run he didn't do so. And yeah, this means that he is not granting himself the first place in this round. What is Rin doing? Oh, clipped the outside there, and therefore not improving. But a 21.16 still a good time. Sven also not improving here, but got pretty close in the ending. Okay, Martin. Very surprisingly that he's only in 7th place because he's a very fast runner. But Aurel with a 0.78 in first place. So this madman is just pushing it here. And also Martin with a lot of speed in the end. And will clock in an 82. So also a very good time. So what the technique is here, you can maybe see it from Aurel now. Oh, very good turn there from the Gaming Privé player. Look at this. He's 0.1 ahead of his PB. And you really want to maximize the speed here. But Aurel didn't do it that good, so he had to respawn. Okay, so Aurel again on a good time here. As you can see, he's only 6,000 ahead of Dunster here. But this is enough. And you can see here, he has again a lot of speed. And he will improve again eventually with a 0.69. Great time from Aurel. And let's see if someone can beat him. Let's change to the bird perspective here and see who's still on a run. Martin has respawned. Raizo is on a run, so he can't do another one. Rin is there. But then we have Martin at the start. And Sven also maybe not able to finish. Riser only granting himself a point 70, but Rin can maybe finish, maybe even call. So let's spectate call here for that last round. Oh, looking good for the B-Genius player, but he's too far behind, but still will improve to a 79. So still good, but only the first player will grant himself something. So Aurel with a 69.6 in first. Then we have a 70.8, so 12,000 Rizo. So Aurel can ban a map, and it will be, I think, the short map. I think the short map will be banned. Oh no, what is Amateur de Film? What is that? The 33 seconds map, yeah. And this is the map for our seeding, but I had it very bad here. As you can see, I had only a 92 because this transition here, I got it way too outside, and therefore I jumped here, but I jumped way too far outside there, so that's why I didn't get a lot of speed there. So 33 seconds map will be banned. I think that would have been the best choice for me as well, because this was my worst map concerning the points. Yeah, top 4 will go into the next round, so it will be a very tough battle here between Marcin, Aurel, Rin, Karl, Sven, or 7, Dunster, Riser, and Narkor. And we're just waiting that everything will be changed here. Okay. Semifinal 2 is starting now. We will go live on this map, where I certainly played pretty good on, but it was Hugo who has beaten me here with a .55 in the end. And I also did a .9, so a very good time done by me, but I couldn't really beat him. So he had a good time, and that's why I didn't go through. But let's go with the first warm-up here. Let's see what players are capable of doing. So they're going for the Neo slide and then for the wallbang. See, Narco did a pretty good march and not with a good release here. So he's DNFing it. So I think my top 4 who goes through here is... Oh, it's undecided. I mean, I think Marcin and also Narco will for sure go through. But then Rizo, Aurel, and Karl maybe. I don't know about them. But also Dunster, 7 and Rin are also very good. So I have no idea. It can be very close. I mean, I've won the first round here. But we will see now. So first round is starting on the map Stupefix. So interesting name. Hopefully they will stop the horning. I hope so. And we have Marcin in the lead right now. Rin is just behind, but Aurel with a very good wallbang. Oh, Karl not with the best not with the best release, and also Dunster didn't do so good as well as Rin. So they're finding themselves in the last position. Also Sven making a mistake, so it's Narkor. Karl, you're top 3, but it is Rizo actually making a mistake here. So I wanted to speak about him, that he's in first, but he has made the mistake. So Narco in first, Marcin in second, so we have a Polak lead, but Karl and Aurel did it pretty good. So Narco will grant himself the first 15 points. That's the point repetition. As you can see, it's 15, 12, 10. Then we have 8 points, 6, 5, and 4, 3 for the last places respectively. So Narco wins the first 15 points, and we have Aurel, Karl, Marcin, Rizo, Dunster, 7, and Rin rounding the round, or ending the round in that last place. Going to the next round. Let's follow Karl here, of course the 2006 world champion, playing for Team B-Genius. So very experienced player, so also not the best wallbang for him. You really want to get it very like gentle, but he got a very good trajectory on that boost, and also Narco did it very good. Look at him go. He's right now in first place, also got a good transition here on this part, so Narco's on a bang over time. So it's a battle now for that second place between Reiso and Karl, and also this part is very decisive. As you can see, every player survives it. Marcin is a little bit further behind. Also Karl drops down like a fly, so Reiso, Aurel, Dunster and Rin right now in the battle for that top 5 placement. Dunster going super far inside, and he will overtake Rin in this corner. So very great round here by Narco, winning it with a 69. Then we have a 87 in second for Reiso, Aurel in third, Dunster in fourth. Then Rin, Karl, 7 and Marcin in the last 4 places. So Narco with a clean sweep at the moment. 30 out of 30 points possible. Aurel in second and Reiso in third. Karl again with a very good start, but so did it Narco, Marcin, and also Sven did it very good, but Aurel unfortunately has touched. Sven jumping super far to the right, so he will get overtaken by Karl, who opts for more inside approach. And let's follow Sven, who's right now in dead last and is in dire need of some points. Only 8 points for him so far. Didn't get the best landing here, but Aurel risked it too much, so he will drop down as well. So Sven in 4th place, Marcin in 3rd, but maybe Sven can catch up to him, but Sven will risk it too much, and he will actually grant himself that 3rd place, so great risk by Sven there in the end. Narco again in 1st, Karl in 2nd, and then we have Rin in 5th place, ahead of Aurel, Dunster and Reiso, so Reiso with a 45.81 in last place, so great times here, and you can see it's very close here from that 4th place downwards. 15 place for the last person, 15 points for the last place. We have 25 for the 4th place. Of course, the 4th place will move into the grand final. Sven has made that first mistake, and he is 1 second behind the leader, who is currently Aurel. No, Narco actually yet again. So Narco with 45 points. Again, the Polak battle here. Narco versus Marcin. Very great fight between both of the Polish player, and maybe Narco can get prevented that thrown, but very good line for him. Gets a lot of speed, but Marcin with a more inside approach. But now we'll be on the ending. Aurel again with a mistake, and now it's between Marcin and Narco in the ending. Narco again in the lead, and this is the 60 out of 60 points round for him. And another 43.70. 73 or 76, 73 or 76, one of them. 76, yeah. Sick by Narco, 60 out of 60 points for him. And the second place is only, quote-unquote, at 33 points. So what a performance by Narco here. 27 points of the gap, as you can see here. And then it's Aurel, almost half the points in second with 33. 32 for Karl, 31 for Marcin. You see very, very close. And I think that Dunster and Aurel will have the most amount of saying here on this track, but we will see very soon. These players are warming up, but I won't cast a warm-up, because why should I? Aurel has a very good time here, and he's of course a very good dirt player. Okay, everyone fails the cut. Maybe Narco can make the clean sweep happening here. Who knows, who knows. But also Rin is doing pretty good here on this track. I mean, the ending was a bit sloppy for him, but still. Narco winning yet again. Okay, into the first round we go on Dentifriks. Interesting name. We see Rin and Reiso opting for that inside approach or middle approach, and the other players opting for that outside approach. So we can see it's not really that much faster or slower. We can see Narco again with a good start. Reiso, Sven and Karl are in the mix, and also Aurel. So great dirt driving from all of the players so far. Narcor is getting a really good uphill there, but didn't get the best transition. So it's between Carl, Aurel, and also Dunster all of a sudden is here. So this is a very close fight, and this will be all decided in the cut. As we can see, Narcor dropping down to P5 here with his lanceman Marchen. But this will be all in the cut. Who will make it? It is actually Aurel making it good, as well as Seven or Sven and Narcor. And Narcor now up in the lead yet again. Look at this. What a performance by the elementary player. Aurel is pushing it, but it will be Narcor with a better end trajectory here, and he will win the 5th round in a row. What a great performance with a 53.59. What a great time. Aurel in 2nd, Rizo in 3rd, and we can see a lot of mistakes have happened here. Carl actually granting himself 4th place with a 58.90. So he will be certainly very happy about that, because Marchen only granted himself 5 points. So Narcor 75 points so far. 5 out of 5 map wins for him. This is very good. Very greatly executed by him. We have not seen so far is Rin. 22 points for him so far. So not looking too good. Not too good of a match for him. Didn't get the best transition here as well. Rizo was also very sloppy. But it is actually Rin not even in last right now, because we have a player by the name of, I think it is, yeah, it is Rizo and Sven who were behind him. But now Rin gets overtaken by Sven here. Let's follow the lead, the battle here for that top placement. Aurel with a mistake, and Narco yet again in 1st. Great transition for him, but so did it Dunster. Marchen also in the hot pursuit, but Narco, what are you doing? He is again in 1st place, and he will eventually win another round. What is this guy doing? Dunster granting himself 12 points, and Marchen gets overtaken by Carl because he had a very good bad landing, but a .41 for him puts him at 90 points. What is this guy doing? He is already 40 points ahead of the 2nd place. So Narcor is just marching through here. This is an outstanding performance for him. He could make it in 3 maps here. He could win this one in 3 maps. But it's very close here between all of the players. You can see Dunster has 42 points. Sven also with 33 points. Rin a little bit further behind with 28, but still. Oh, Marchen with a mistake though. And then you have 50 points for the 2nd place, which is right now occupied by Carl. So Marchen not winning this round, I won't have a saying here. Again, Narco against Aurel on this round. Aurel goes super far outside, so therefore he has more speed. But it will be all in the cut again. Aurel with a very superior line. Oh, Aurel gets it really good, but so did Narco. Look at this fight here for that top placement. Aurel is pushing it, but so is Narco. Who will it be? Who will win it? It is Aurel with a good landing. It's neck and neck. Narco with more speed, and it is Narco with a good landing. Aurel touching the tent, and it's Narco again winning the round. Oh my god, Narco winning 7 out of 7 rounds, and Aurel only in 2nd place. Wow, what a round. And he's 1 round away from granting himself the finalist mode. So in 8 rounds he could potentially go into finalist. Aurel now up to 2nd. 45 points behind Narcor. This guy. Holy shit. So let's spectate Narcor here, who could potentially grant himself the finalist mode. Marchen goes super far to the right. And then also Rin didn't have the best start. Aurel is in the lead. But then we have Narcor again with his lanceman Marchen here, who opted for a more inside approach, but he's still in the battle here for that 1st place. So it is all now to deny Narco the finalist mode, but of course he has to do this cut section. But look at him go. He's again in 1st place. He is popping it, and he could drop a banger of a time. Oh my god, what is happening here? Narco, only 1 cut remains. This is looking very, very good for him. Oh my god. Rin and Aurel are behind him, but Narco could make it 8 out of 8 victories here. Look at him go. Last turn for Narco, and he will survive it. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Eight out of 8. Narcor is playing so sick. Are you kidding me? He has so many finalist attempts to work with. Oh my god. And now we have this map here. Yeah. I guess so as well. He has to win one more round, and this could be the potential performance of the year. So players are warming up on, this map, Karamboli, with a shortcut here, as you can see. And we are all curious to see if Narco will make that perfect match or not. Carl is doing the cut and also did it very good. Then after this map, we have the map that has been banned on the prior semifinal, on my semifinal. I didn't get a good line here, but yeah, Carl dropping a 42.87, not the fastest time, but it is sufficient to grant yourself some valuable points. And yeah, let's see if Narco can make it. 9 out of 9 victories in a row, or if it will be someone else. Aurel is 50 points behind the finalist mode, and Narco is in finalist. So let's follow Narco here. All eyes on him. He is taking this start very bad, so he's right now in last. But of course, this jump is remaining. Does it really good. He is catching up to some people, but now the cut is coming in. Narco moving up to second place. Dunster and Sven have made a mistake. Aurel in first. And it's actually Aurel going for the cut. And Narco as well. Narco has made it. And Aurel is now the only player who could deny Narco the victory here. The ending is remaining. 0.4 of a second between Aurel and Narco. So this is looking very good for Aurel. But Narco coming closer. And this is now all in this last race. But Narco has misaligned it. So Aurel will deny the first round towards Narco. Weak performance by Narco there. But I'm just kidding. This guy has gotten second, but Aurel with some valuable points to his account, going up towards 85 points. Here we have Dunster and also Sven who were not able to make that half-pipe jump there, so they had to respawn. And your top 4 right now is Narco, Aurel, Marcin and Carl. Then we have Dunster with 62 points in 5th place. So Narco is still in finalist, so you don't lose your finalist mode if you're not gonna make it. Aurel again with a very good section here. Look at this. But it is Narco with a better trajectory towards that part. Marcin is risking it so much. Marcin had to readjust his line, and it's again a battle between Narco and Aurel here. So Aurel could potentially deny him again. Oh my god, he jumped so close to that inflatable. But he is still on track, and he's on a 41 time, as you can see. He's 0.7 ahead. Let's see the battle behind there. We have Rizo with a mistake, so he gets overtaken by Rin. Oh, bad mistake for him, but it is a sick time there from Aurel with a 41.62. What a great time. Narco again in second place. And then we have Aurel now moving up to 100 points. So Aurel also looking unstoppable on this match. Rizo this time again with a good section. Aurel, look at his jump. He jumped so close there. So I think every player has survived it, because I've seen no one who has actually respawned. But Aurel and Carl now are in the battle. Carl has made it. Aurel has made the mistake. So he is now in dead first place. As you can see, he's very alone. Marcin, the only player who could potentially deny him. He is in his neck. Carl jumping super far to the right, which is very good. I should have done this as well. But, oh, actually, yeah, Carl will stay in first ahead of Marcin. Then we have Aurel, Rin, Dunster. And then Narco only in 7th place. So he is choking. And we will actually have one more round until we will swap to the 3rd and last map, which could be also potentially be our last map, if you take it mathematically. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not sure about that, actually. If Carl grants himself 2nd place now. But then he's 1 point away. I don't think so. So Yeah, it is Narco now being in first and Aurel in second. And this is what Narco is in need of. He needs that first place to advance into the grand final. Aurel is the only player who could deny him, but he's super far behind. So Narco will have a good landing here, and it will be the GG for the elementary player. Narco will step into the grand final. Aurel also moving up to that finals mode. But what an impressive performance by him with a 41.84 in first. Great performance by Narco. So Rel also to finalists now. Then we have Carl with 102 points in third place. And Marcin with is fourth with 86 points. 79 points for Dunster. Then we have Rin in sixth, 1 point behind Dunster. And Riser with 71 points in seventh place. 7, unfortunately, and a dead last with only 49 points. So not looking too good for him. Of course, this map can change all, and as you can see, it is Riser with a good local here, as well as Sven, who has local 10, and also Aurel with local 8. So we can see a lot of things that can be done by all of the players. But they will firstly start with a warm-up. Aurel does it really good, look at that. He's very far ahead. All the other players have made a mistake. Let's see what he's doing on this quarter pipe section. He does it. Oh, that was so beautiful. So he's on a 48-ish time, if I see that correctly. So the gaming privé player is showing that he can use his first finals attempt that he will have on this track to hit it to his advantage. Yep, this will be a 48.54. What a great time by Aurel. So that is a very, very good time by him. Look at that. Local 4 for him now. This is almost 1 second ahead of my PB, because this was probably one of my worst tracks. But let's go into the first live round. Aurel on finals. Then we have Carl 18 points away. Aurel goes for the release. So this is a very smart technique. As you can see, he is really far ahead with that. And also Carl granting himself a good start. Let's go a little bit further behind. Let's go ahead and spectate Rin, who's currently occupying that 6th place. Gets overtaken by Sven though. But it's a battle here between Carl. Oh, but someone has made a mistake. Who was that? It was actually Rizo. It's a battle between Carl and Aurel for that first place. So let's follow Carl here for the last couple of turns. Aurel is right now in first, but Carl coming closer. And I think that's the G for Aurel, the gaming privé player. But Carl is coming closer, so the full speed part is remaining, but Aurel gets a better exit here. And also the approach is looking good for the game privé player. It is Carl risking, but it's Aurel stepping through. GG. So Aurel, the second player who will accompany Hugo, Gwen, Afi, and Dexter to the grand final. So GG towards Aurel, and then of course Narcor also through here. And now we have 2 spots remain, which will be distributed among those 6 players who are still alive. Carl 114 points, so he's one round away, 6 pointer away of him granting himself the finalist mode. Marcin a little bit further behind, and then we have also Rin and Dunster who can have a saying, as well as Rizo, and also Sven with a good comeback. So now Marcin with a good start. Carl also did it very good. And it is now the battle between Rizo, Dunster, Rin, also the mix, jumping super far to the right there, but was able to stay ahead. So what a close battle here between all of the players. Rin currently occupying that first place, Rizo just a little bit further behind. But Dunster gets a godlike of approach. Rin didn't get it so good, so Rizo now up to first, but he has made the mistake. And now Marcin, Dunster, and Carl is your top 3. Marcin with a lot of speed. Dunster is right now in the lead, but he's getting a wonky line, and it will be Carl in first and denying some points towards Marcin and Dunster. What a great round. And Carl moving up to finalist mode now. Marcin with 12 points also at 108 points. So he needs a second place to grant himself the finalist mode. And then of course Carl is there to could potentially go up to the grand final. So now it's Rizo in first, but Carl wants to have a saying. He wants to clean it out in the first finals attempt, and this is looking very good for the Begenius player. Great approach for him, and no one is just there to catch up to him. It's Rizo who's risking the hell out of it because he's in dire need of some points. He's at 82 points, but misaligned his turn, so it is actually Carl in first, and he will most likely take it. The ending is remaining for him, but he's 0.3 of a second out of Rizo here. So this is the GG towards him, unless something bad will happen to him in the end. But this is not the case. Carl is through. The third place goes to Carl. GG. Marcin didn't finish in second place, so he's not granting himself the finalist mode. Dunster, however, could make it to the finalist mode with a victory. And we will definitely see the next map. As you can see, we'll swap to it, I think, in the next round. Then we won't have a warm-up. So 3 winners already and no finalists yet. In this round, Dunster not getting the best start. Marcin got it really good, but so did it Rizo. But Marcin with a lot of speed in this section, as you can see here. Rizo in 4th place. So this is not what he was looking for. But what a close fight here for that first place. Marcin is really pushing it, as well as Rizo, even though he didn't get the best start. But Rizo now up to first place, and this is looking really good for the Slovak player. He's 0.2 of a second out of Marcin, but he could risk the ending for some denial, but he will grant himself finalist mode. Anyway, Rizo with a little bit of a bump there, but he will stay ahead with a 49.29. Then we have Marcin in second, Rin in third, and then Dunster in 4th place. And Sven not finishing because he has DNF'd. So this was not looking... This is not too good for him. And look at this. This could be everyone's round here. It is him in finalist mode. It is Marcin in finalist mode. And then we have Dunster, Rin, and Rizo just super close behind. Dunster just has to finish. But of course, everyone has to deny him. So this is everyone's round here. So warm-up will be skipped, and we will go into the live round immediately. Oh man, this will be super close. Oh, Rin with the first mistake, and Marcin and as well as Rizo getting it very good. Rizo opting for that Neo slide, and it is actually Marcin not getting the best landing here, so he won't make use of his first finalist attempt. Also, Rin is super far behind. He needs a 3rd place, and Rizo is looking very, very good here. He is at 109 points, and he has the pace on this track. He has it. Dunster also in a hot pursuit here, 113 points. Both will go into finals mode. Dunster not getting the best approach here in this section, but he will still remain in that 2nd place. So this will be a triple final situation, if not even more in the last round, if Rin will grant himself some points. But no, it will be Dunster in 2nd place. And Sven only gets 8 points, as well as Rin. So Rin needs to deny, or Rin or Sven needs to deny, or need to deny the other 3 players who will move up to the finalist mode now, or who are in finalist mode. Dunster, Marcin, and Rizo. 3-man battle for the last seat in the grand final. Who will make the impossible possible? Of course, Dunster not the best seated player here. He was in P16, but still putting in a great performance. Rin with the first mistake. Marcin got it really good, but so did it Dunster. Dunster with a lot of speed. So Marcin, Rizo, and Dunster is your top 3. And those are the 3 finalists. Now you have to go in between those inflatables. Marcin does it good. Rizo has failed it. So Marcin and Dunster now in the battle for that 1st place. Marcin gets it really good as well. And also Rizo is here. So despite he has touched, he is there. Oh, Dunster does it really good, and Dunster will overtake Marcin here in this section. Dunster is in 1st, and will this be the GG, or will Marcin push it? Oh no, it will be Dunster in 1st. GG. What the hell? Dunster denies Marcin, and the 16th seeded player will go through, and Marcin is out. Are you kidding?